In part 1, the Route 62 adventure was started, from the coastline at Port Elizabeth through quiet farming towns and mountains, all the way to Joubertina. Now, in part 2, we continue deeper into the Langkloof. The towns may be small, but each one carries a story, a personality, and a charm all its own. Next up, Joubertina, and a few surprises along the way. Good morning. Joubertina is not a small place.
Krakeel Street, that's another name we heard is prominent in the area.
Yeah. Joubertina is one of the bigger towns in this stretch, but still manages to feel completely grounded in the Karoo way of life. This peaceful town is nestled in the heart of the Langkloof, the Long Valley, resting in the shadow of Peak Formosa, the highest point in the Tsitsikamma range at over 1,600 meters. With icy winters and warm, sunny summers, this mountain valley offers the perfect climate for fruit farming, especially apples and pears. But Joubertina is more than just fruit trees. It's home to the honeybush tea industry, known for its healthy benefits and unique flavor, grown only in this region.
That is so pretty.
Oh, it's amazing.
Love it.
Tourism and agriculture walk hand in hand here. The majestic mountains, colorful flora, and small town hospitality make Joubertina a perfect stop on Route 62.
Look at this garden.
Sure.
How lush.
Massive property, eh? For history buffs, the town lays claim to the Kouga mummy, a mysterious relic that adds a touch of ancient intrigue to the area. Whether you're drawn by the blossoms, the tea, the tales of the mummy, or just the crisp mountain air, Joubertina welcomes you with open arms and unforgettable views.
Dream town.
It's a good place to fuel up, grab a bite, and take in the character of the route. Don't rush through this one. What a nice place. Leaving Joubertina, the road narrows and the pace slows. Just a few minutes later, you'll find yourself in a smaller, quieter town and surrounded by the kind of scenery that makes you want to linger.
Pretty here.
Very pretty.
Krakeel River is more of a village than a town. Blink and you might miss it, but stop and you'll feel it. In the heart of the Langkloof Valley on Route 62 lies the small farming settlement of Krakeel River, or Krakeel River as it's known in Afrikaans. Surrounded by vast fruit orchards, Krakeel River thrives on the rhythm of rural life. Apples and pears are the lifeblood here. It takes its name from the Krakeel River that winds through the area, possibly drawn from the Old Dutch word for quarrel, hinting at early disputes over land or water in the valley's early days. Let's see, the nature is beautiful here. Today, it's calm, grounded and authentic. You won't find crowds or flashy tourist attractions here. Krakeel is lived in and local, not curated for visitors, which is exactly what makes it special. It's the kind of place where children play among orchards, where farmers rise with the sun, and where every season paints the valley in new colors.
This is breathtaking.
It may be a blink and you'll miss it town, but those who linger often remember Krakeel River for its gentle beauty, its honest simplicity, and the feeling that, even just for a moment, you've stepped into a slower, more basic way of life. Framed by farmland and hills, it's the kind of place that feels lived in and loved, even if you only stay for half an hour. Just a few kilometers further, the orchards stretch on, and then you arrive in a working town at heart, built around farming and community. It's not flashy, but there's a quiet beauty in its simplicity.
Nestled deep in the Langkloof Valley lies the small but significant farming community of Louterwater. Tractors, crates and rows of trees stretching into the distance. This little town may not be widely known, but in the world of agriculture, especially apple and pear production, Louterwater is a quiet powerhouse.
There's just no end.
Absolutely amazing. It's a working town, not a tourist stop, and that's exactly why it must be appreciated. There's beauty in the everyday here. Now this is the way bridge is on the other side of this. This is where the trucks all go and deliver their load. With the Tsitsikamma mountains looming in the distance and orchards stretching across the valley floor, the landscape here is both breathtaking and bountiful. Life here is centered on the rhythms of farming, seasonal workers, tractors moving between orchards, and the scent of ripe fruit in the air all paint a picture of a town deeply connected to the land. ZZ2, I just thought they did tomatoes.
Yeah, so did I. And one of their farms is there. As we turn right for the long line of trucks,
Yes.
you turn left into one of their orchards, I think,
Okay.
because I saw only O-drift vehicles.
In autumn, the harvest fills crates with crisp, export quality apples and pears that travel across the country and even abroad. Louterwater may be small in size, but it plays a big role in the agricultural life of the Langkloof. And for those who pass through along Route 62, it offers a brief but beautiful glimpse into the soul of rural South Africa, peaceful, hard-working and deeply rooted in the natural world. Leaving Louterwater, the valley narrows and the road climbs slightly. Just a few turns later, you arrive in a tiny town with a big view, perched at the edge of the Langkloof's highlands. It's peaceful, tucked away and easy to miss, but you'll be glad you didn't.
Positioned deep within the folds of the Langkloof Valley, near the western edge of the Eastern Cape, lies the quiet little town of Misgund. A town that feels like it was placed gently between two hills. Don't miss this hamlet. It has a charm that lingers long after you leave.
Misgund Orchards, J. Baldy and Sons, Blue Line, established 1904.
Springbok General Dealer, also known as the Springbok Cafe. The town's name, Misgund, comes from Afrikaans. Loosely translated, it means begrudged or not blessed. But don't let the name fool you. The valley here is deeply fertile, productive, and filled with natural beauty. Known for apples, pears, and other deciduous fruit, the town breathes with the seasons, from springtime blossoms painting the orchards in white and pink, to the bustle of the harvest months when crates fill with fruit bound for markets across the world. Loading the apples and pears on the truck.
That's incredible, eh?
Cool to see.
Yeah.
There are no malls, no big attractions, and that's exactly what gives Misgund its peaceful soul, where neighbors greet one another by name and the sense of community runs deep. Oh, it's a fire truck. Cute. One of the most prominent features in the town is the railway station, a reminder of a time when rail was the lifeline of the region. Though quieter now, it still stands as a symbol of connection, linking Misgund to the broader story of South Africa's rural development.
So this is where they must have stored all the apples in their crates, and then when the train came in, they loaded them onto the boxcars and off they went.
Don't forget the pears. Misgund isn't a tourist hotspot, and that's its greatest treasure. For those who do stop and take it in, it offers a glimpse of authentic rural life nestled in one of the most scenic stretches of Route 62. This is Misgund, understated, unspoilt, and quietly unforgettable.
Fully laden with apples.
Leaving Misgund, the road winds higher into the hills, and just over the ridge you find a quiet settlement with a strong sense of heritage and community, where the views stretch far and the pace of life hasn't changed much in decades. Overcast today, hey?
Yeah, it's nice and cool. There's a light on the inside, so there's a smoke
Fire
coming
in the
out
chimney.
the chimney. Brilliant.
In the quiet heart of the Langkloof, along the winding Route 62, lies a small town many drive past without ever knowing it's there. But for those who stop, even just for a moment, Haarlem reveals itself, not with fanfare or spectacle, but with stillness, beauty, and a deep sense of place.
Now we are in the city limits.
Founded in the mid-1800s by the Berlin Missionary Society, Haarlem carries echoes of a different time. The missionaries who settled here brought with them a vision of harmony, education and faith, values that shaped the layout of the town and the lives of its people. Their influence lives on in the historic church, which still stands as both a landmark and a gathering point for the community.
So this is a Lutheran church, and I see it's a national monument.
What a beautiful building.
Yo.
Framed by the Tsitsikamma and Kouga mountains and surrounded by rows of apple and pear orchards, Haarlem's landscape tells a story of seasons and soil, of families who have walked this valley for generations. Farming is not just the town's livelihood, it's a way of life, tied deeply to tradition and patience. Unlike more developed towns on Route 62, Haarlem offers something more intimate, a genuine sense of community. Children wave from shaded stoops, neighbors swap greetings from garden gates, and there's an unspoken pace to life that feels both grounded and gentle. Haarlem may not have the glossy attractions of larger towns, but its charm lies in its authenticity. This is a place where stories are shared over mugs of rooibos, where locals might offer a jar of homemade jam, and where the mountains always seem to whisper in the distance.
Yes, a car. Yes, a car.
It is?
Yes.
Or what's left of it?
Oh, what's left? It must have been with the old Apple Express.
You'll find traces of the past here, in weathered farmhouses, in stone walls hand-built decades ago, and in the simple beauty of a place that hasn't forgotten its roots. So if your journey takes you through the Langkloof, consider taking the slower road. Pause in Haarlem, walk its quiet lanes, look up at the mountains, breathe in the crisp valley air. Because in towns like these, where life is unhurried and hospitality runs deep, you don't just pass through, you arrive.
From Joubertina to Haarlem, this part of Route 62 goes through the final stretch of the Eastern Cape and right into the Western Cape. Haarlem, with its mountain views and rich community spirit, marks the beginning of a new chapter, and in part 3, the journey continues deeper into this province, discovering even more of the hidden gems that make Route 62 so unforgettable.